Hello, Mac here, and today I'm going to about the Heist update for GTA Online, and also talking about how it is 1 year old today. Now, I have done this in the past for other updates, like I think the High Life, the Business update, and the Flight School update, a few other ones as well. And it's just kind of nice to, think about, how long it's been since the past DLCs, and I feel like the Heist update is kind of the biggest update in GTA Online, most certainly. It's a huge update in GTA Online, and it was super hyped DLC. Like, there were so many trailers for this DLC. It was kind of insane, but it was a huge DLC, and I want to be talking about it in this video. And it was one of my favorite DLCs, honestly. Like, I don't know if I'd call it my absolute favorite, because while it did add a lot of cool stuff and kind of change the game for the better, it did add a lot of problems to GTA Online, like free aim assisted and free aim lobbies. It also added there was this one change where, or in Force Plus Pickups deathmatches, you'd have your attachments on your weapons. There's also another one where, like, if you got meleeed, you would you would lose all your attachments on your weapon as well, which I think those were all Heist update. So it made a lot of problems to GTA Online. Overall, the heists themselves, though, were pretty fun. Sure, they may not be the best ever. They don't really have much choice, but I'd say the heists were pretty good. I haven't done one in a while, but just because they kind of get boring after you've done them for so long. But they were pretty good, and I really liked how sort of they had like the voice acting, and it was kind of different for GTA Online. We seen like all these missions and all that kind of stuff where there's not really a story going on. And then Heist actually has that, which was kind of nice. It also added some pretty cool vehicles, and what I loved about the vehicles is that you had to do the heist to unlock them. Some people may not like that, but to me, it actually gave incentive to actually doing the heist. I wish more updates did that. Like, let's say, in a future DLC, they add a new adversary mode, and there's a car that's locked behind the adversary mode, so you have to play the adversary mode to actually get the car. That would be cool, and I would really like that, because it actually gets you to actually do this stuff. Like, I'm sure some people probably wouldn't have done some of the heists if they didn't want the vehicles. If they could just buy the vehicles and they didn't have to do a heist, they may not have done them. And it kind of made sense. It was like, okay, this heist actually uses this vehicle, so that's why it's locked behind it, and you have to complete it to actually unlock the car, or the vehicle itself. It also added some pretty cool vehicles, like the Kuruma, the Insurgent. It also added a lot of militaristic vehicles, like the Savage, the Valkyrie, the Hydra. A lot of people were asking for the Hydra beforehand, and it added a lot of cool vehicles. I really did like the vehicles. Also, the clothing was also amazing. Like, we got so many masks that we all wanting pretty much, and a lot of cool clothing options. We also got the player-saved outfits, which was amazing. Still kind of hoping that they add more outfit slots, but still, it was a good change to GTA Online. Now, one thing that really kind of disappointed me about the DLC whenever it came out was that it didn't add any new weapons. Like, why have one of the biggest DLCs ever, and one of the, aside from the flare gun, of course, but that's not really a weapon itself. You're not ever going to use that against somebody. And it was like, this DLC has like it would fit so well. They could even put like the missions themselves, they could give you the weapon in it, so you'd have to beat one of the heists to actually get the weapons. That would be cool, and I didn't understand why they didn't put the weapons in. It would have been such a huge, it probably would have brought the DLC up to my favorite ever if it had weapons. So I was kind of disappointed that it only added like a flare gun, which you're never going to use. And also, overall, it added a lot of other stuff, like daily challenges, adversary modes. While the adversary modes that it brought weren't the best, it still brought them in, and that sort of paved the way for new and better adversary modes in GTA Online. Also, it was good. It was game changing, because beforehand we were seeing a lot of just cookie cutter DLCs, just your standard cars, guns, clothing, not much else. And then you have this, which comes along, and sure, it did take a long time to come out. Granted, it was delayed a lot of times. Like, it was supposed to come out with the game, then they delayed it to 2014, then they delayed it to spring, then they kind of delayed it again, so it did take a long time for it to come out. But I feel like the wait was kind of worth it. Sure, it didn't add as much as I guess some people wanted, you know, with like weapons and stuff. But it was still a good DLC, and I really did like it. One of my favorites, not only because it was fun to make videos on, because it did add a lot of stuff, and, you know, not only because it was fun to hype up, because it was, like, probably the most hyped DLC ever, or one of them, kind of because Rockstar was hyping them up themselves, but also because we knew that it was going to be a huge DLC, and it's just been 1 year since the Heist update, and I feel like I haven't done many heists recently, and I kind of want to get back into that, because they are kind of fun. It's just, it just takes a long time because of all the dropouts and stuff, and, you know, even if you have a team, it does kind of take a while. One other thing is that it also added the, just a lot of new awards and stuff. I feel like a lot of people forgot about that, but it added a lot of awards, and a lot of special t-shirts, a lot of special, exclusive kind of stuff. Stuff like the Elite Challenges, stuff like the Criminal Mastermind Challenge. I think there's even like the First Person Challenge for the Heist update, which I've never seen anybody do actually, but still, that was cool, and I did really enjoy the Heist update, and it also added a lot of cool money making methods, because beforehand, you know, there wasn't really much. I mean, you could do jobs and missions, but those kind of got repetitive, especially missions, but Heists, you know, they gave you a lot of money, and that was pretty good. And if you want to get a lot of money, heists are one of the best ways to do that in GTA Online. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Did you like the Heist update? Did you not? Also, what are your thoughts on it being 1 year old now? Anyways, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Hope you enjoy. Feedback is appreciated. I'll see you guys in the next video.